What is the number one thing we all have in common? I think as guys, most of us just really want to look and feel our best at all times. How do you do that? What are the things you need to worry about and the only things you need to worry about to look your best? During the course of this video, I'm gonna go over my top 5 things to pay attention to on a day-to-day basis that are super simple, but if you mess them up, you're probably not gonna look and feel your best. Number 1, clothing. This is very simple, but commonly messed up. People misdress for every occasion, all of the time. The number one thing you need to know is that you need quality over quantity. There's a lot of brands out there that will sell you a plethora of items, but you're probably spending most of your money on a bunch of stuff you're probably not gonna wear. At the end of the day, you want quality pieces in your wardrobe that you can wear every week. Nobody remembers that you wore that outfit last week. It doesn't matter. Everybody just notices on a first impression that you were well dressed. Once you have those categories down, you just need to fill them with quality items. You don't need to buy too much of each, you just need to have your core pieces. Starting with workout gear. This is very simple and we don't wanna mess this up. You're going to a bunch of different types of gyms, but you need core gym workout gear. Take this sweatshirt for example. This is a clean gray sweatshirt. It has one logo on it. It doesn't have a bunch of fancy designs and it's very simple. I will never feel embarrassed walking into a gym wearing this, and I can dress this up and down as much as I want to. I could wear this with a pair of jeans and look casual, but like I am out to work out, or I can wear this with a pair of shorts or sweatpants like I'm gonna go get into the gym. Next, casual. You need a good pair of pants and you need to repeat those pants in the same type that are going to fit your best. So you want multiple pairs of pants that fit exactly the way you want them in multiple colors, but you really don't need more than 5. You're gonna look for a few shades of blue, a shade of black, and a shade of gray. You don't really need to go outside of those colors. Those base colors are going to give you enough outfits to get through an entire week and months and years without getting way too fancy and honestly messing it up. Now I know this is hard for a lot of people who work out, so I'm gonna give you guys a few brands that I trust with getting my jeans from. So I typically buy them from Zara, Abercrombie, and honestly I'll go on Amazon, and there's a brand called Jinto where you can get some pretty stylish and very comfortable stretchy jeans for like $30. And you don't need to break the bank on this, you just need to get some solid pairs that you are going to let last for a year or two on end. Now at the end of the day, we don't need to be buying $100, $200, and $300 pairs of jeans, but we do need to get solid pieces, so we don't wanna go to a company like Shein or something that's gonna fall apart right away. We just need to get something that we know is gonna last, but it's very standard, simple, and we can dress it up and dress it down. And lastly, professional. You never wanna look like you are underdressed for an occasion that you are supposed to be dressed appropriately. So you wanna make sure you get a few pairs of suits. Now I typically buy my suits at Charles Tiert. That's a store in New York City. It's very accessible to me, but there is plenty of suit brands. You just need to find that one that fits the best. Looking for something that has a 4-way stretch if you are somebody who works out like me and typically has difficulty to find suits that fit legs, people who have legs and typically a smaller waist. Those things are typically something that somebody who's in the gym is gonna struggle with, but you need to get a few pairs of suits. And here's why. If you are caught wearing the same suit every single day, people will notice that, and that can be a problem. They're gonna notice that you only have one suit and that you're probably just ironing it the night before, and they're gonna get messed up and they're not gonna last very long. So somebody who wears a suit multiple days a week, I typically like to have 3 to 5 in the rotation at the very minimum, and I typically like to acquire one every single year to make sure that I'm continuing to add to the rotation and that they don't get too worn out. Another essential to your outfits are your shoes. And if you ever complimented a girl on her shoes, you know she likes it, so I guarantee you'll like it when you get it back. So you gotta make sure you don't mess this part up. You're gonna want a pair of shoes that you are comfortable working out in. You want a casual pair of shoes that you can wear with jeans and go out in. Then you want a dressier pair of sneakers to make sure that you have something that you can dress up and dress down in a dinner situation. Then you wanna make sure you have some dressier shoes, something like a brown loafer or a black boot, something that you can wear with a pair of jeans or something you can wear with a suit. Now, aside from clothing, the number 2 thing that you need to make sure you're taken care of on a regular basis is your haircut. Now, I'm not saying that you have to get your haircut every single week like some people that I know. I just think you need to make sure that your hair is well kept. Now, somebody who gets a fade, such as myself, you're gonna have to go more frequently, but somebody like my good friend Lou here, he has some nice hair. He doesn't need to maintain it all that often, but just getting a quick chop every 3 to 4 weeks from a quality barber. Now, if you're somebody who does have a fade and you're willing to learn, you can buy a set of wall clippers on Amazon, and you can do your own little fade, and there's plenty of YouTube tutorials that allow you to do that. When I was in the pandemic, I made sure that I had to have my haircut always cut up. So I got myself a pair of clippers and I cleaned myself up when I didn't have a barber. Now I have a barber, and every other week I go and I clean up my haircut, and honestly, it's better for everybody that you get your haircut because you're just gonna feel good, you're gonna look good, you're gonna act better, and honestly, not having your haircut is just a bad representation of how you maintain yourself. Now this is a very sour topic for me. Number 3, skincare. I've struggled with skin my entire life. From growing up, going through grade school, all the way through the last couple of years, I've had skin problems, acne, and everything you can imagine. Now I've tried everything with my skin. I've tried every pill, every cream, every moisturizer, and I finally found a mix of things that is gonna work for my skin, but this is very variable. So I think if you have skin issues, go consult a dermatologist and they will push you in the right direction. However, there are a few things that you make sure that you do regardless of what your skin type is, and that is wash, exfoliate, and moisturize. You wanna make sure that you are constantly cleaning, exfoliating, and taking dry skin off, and then moisturizing to make sure you are replenishing with the nutrients that your skin needs. At the end of the day, this is the biggest organism that we are wearing all of the time. It's the largest organ in our body. We wanna make sure it's healthy. And honestly, if your skin does not look healthy, it's really going to downgrade your appearance. You wanna make sure that you are treating your skin with the utmost care. Something I always do. As soon as I get out of the gym, I make sure I go shower. I don't wait, I don't dilly-dally, I don't go eat first. I make sure I get into the shower. I wash with a quality body wash. Something I use very often is Panoxyl, which is something you can get over the counter. It's a 10% benzoyl peroxide. Then I also use a charcoal soap. And the combination of those two has really helped clear up my skin. And what I use on my face is very simple. It's something like a CeraVe, a light daily wash. As soon as I get out, I moisturize my entire body, and then I moisturize my face. You wanna make sure that you're taking care of your skin on a rotating basis. Every time you go to the gym, every time you are sweating immensely, you wanna make sure that you're taking care of the skin because it's breathing and then it's taking in dirt. You wanna clean that dirt out and then moisturize and give back to the skin. Now, number 4 is very obvious: exercise. Everybody knows that you need to exercise, but how do you do so in a way that's gonna make you look and feel your best? Now, if your main goal is to look good, and it's not necessarily to perform like an athlete or to move the most amount of weight in the gym, you wanna set up a structure of your week that's going to allow you to work on all of the body parts that are going to make you look good. Your legs, your arms, your chest, your back, and your shoulders. You're gonna wanna hit all of those body parts twice a week, and the way you're gonna do this is by breaking it up multiple times throughout the week, depending on what your ability to get into the gym is. Now, if you can only get into the gym 4 times a week, it's probably best to do an upper-lower split, where one day a week you hit the upper body, the other day of the week you hit the lower body, and then you just rotate. And that's plenty fine. You can make plenty of progress through that, and then you also wanna make sure, on top of that, you're doing a bit of cardio. Now, this is not just to lose weight, this is also to improve body composition and for your heart health. And what you're also going to do is expedite your metabolism by doing a bit of cardio. So no matter how you want to split up your week over 4, 5, or 6 days, you should always be doing cardio regardless of the time of year. Now, if you're new to the gym, here's my suggestion for how you get started. You want to start with the very basic movements, and you want to start with the least amount of effort and the least amount of volume. What I mean by that is, you don't want to be doing a million sets, but you want to get really proficient at the basic movements. Something like a barbell bench press, like a barbell squat, and a deadlift. You want to be doing those movements at the very least if you are very new to the gym. Now, you don't have to do those movements. I quite frankly don't even barbell bench press, but it's something that I started with, and now I found movements that emulate this movement that I feel more in my chest. Now, this can be replicated all over the body. Movements that people do in the gym aren't always going to work for you. So what you want to do is experiment a little bit in the beginning with the meat and potatoes and the different movements that you'll see other people do throughout the gym. Now, the number one thing that if you do not know what you're doing in the gym that you need to do is get somebody who's experienced to lead you through workouts. They're going to help you perfect form, they're going to help you perfect intensity, and they're going to help push you. They're going to make sure that you're doing movements the correct way, but then also pushing you to do it the best way you can, with the most amount of effort to stimulate the most amount of muscle. At the end of the day, we all want to look muscular, lean, and jacked, so we have to be doing things on a consistent basis. Whether you're in the gym 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times a week, you just want to make sure you're doing it on a weekly basis, not taking a week off here and going there, and then going back in the gym and then coming back out. You want to be consistent every week. So pick the split that's going to help you to stay the most consistent over the longest period of time. Last, number 5, and certainly not least, is nutrition. If you want to look and feel your best, and I'm not just talking about losing body fat and having big muscles, I'm also talking about skin. So roping it right back to skincare. Everything that you eat is going to be pushed out to your skin. You are either going to push out body fat if you're eating in excess amount of calories, or if you're eating oily, greasy, and just non-nutritious foods, you're probably going to have very oily and probably acne-prone skin. The reason why nutrition is so important is because everything that you ingest and digest is going to then result in whatever your body's product is, right? You're either going to gain body fat or lose body fat. You're either going to have good skin or bad skin, or you're going to build muscle or lose muscle. So you want to make sure that you are eating quality, nutritious foods, organic foods that are not processed, and you are eating the sufficient amount of calories you need to sustain your workouts, but not too many calories to where you're storing body fat. Your body's going to work in a very optimal way, processing organic and clean foods. Now, if it's taking in very processed foods that are hard to break down, you're gonna find that your body slows down, has difficulty breaking down these foods, and you're not going to look your best. So what I always recommend is that everybody starts somewhere with a maintenance calories with most quality food that they can afford. Something like chicken, sweet potato, rice, oatmeal, eggs. These things are very quality essential foods, adding in vegetables multiple times a day, and then taking your quality supplements. Now, I always say to people that digestion is very important, and if you are not digesting food properly, you are not taking in the nutrients that you are spending money on. So I always tell people to take a probiotic, a digestive aid, or a glucose disposal agent, something that's gonna help you process food the best you can. Now, nutrition is something that's really important to me, and I think a lot of people put it to the wayside, but meal prepping is something that helps me a lot to get through an entire week without messing up on my diet. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to be on a very strict and structured diet. You definitely need to be eating clean foods, but the best way to set yourself up to not mess up your diet is meal prepping on the weekends and making sure that your food is prepped for the following day. Something I do every single night is put together 5 meals of the 6 meals I will eat the night prior. Now, I know that I don't have to deal with it the following day. It's already taken care of for me. I don't have to even think during the day about what I'm going to eat. I just have to take the Tupperware out of the fridge, heat it up, and eat the food. And it takes the entire guessing game out of it. So anybody I recommend who's looking to make a change in their body and to feel their best is that they start to look at their diet, set something up that they can follow, and then meal prep throughout the week to make their life very easy and take the guessing game out of it. All right, so these are the 5 things that you guys need to do if you want to look and feel your best. But at the end of the day, we're human. We're gonna make mistakes. Sometimes I miss a meal. Sometimes I, don't have clothes that are ready for the next day and I scramble a little bit. But the thing is, we always just have to go back to our baseline. And at the end of the day, these are the top 5 things you need to be concerned about. So you just want to make them as simple, concise, and efficient as possible. We're all human. We're gonna make mistakes, but if you pay attention to these little details, you're gonna look and feel your best. You're gonna set up a nice little schedule, a rhythm, a routine, and you're gonna feel amazing. So I hope these 5 things help you guys think about the things you need to be doing in your daily life to make you feel and look your best. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.